More than 200 pilot whales stranded on a remote beach in New Zealand have now been helped back out to sea, with the help of a high tide. They were part of a second group of whales which had beached themselves at Farewell Spit on the southern island. Virginia Langeberg has this report.
Weary volunteers form a human chain to help guide the remaining few whales out to sea with the help of a high tide.
Just joy, just complete happiness that they're in the water, they're floating and they look like they're going out, so we're obviously making sure that they don't come back in.
This time rescuers are buoyed by the success of saving most of this pod.
Just stay upright. It's been a pretty full-on couple of days, to be honest.
On the remote coastline of Golden Bay, it had been an exhausting case of deja vu after a second pod of about 200 pilot whales had become stranded just days after a group of more than 400 whales had accidentally beached themselves. The incident was New Zealand's largest known whale stranding since 1985 and the third largest on record. Of the pod which became stranded on Thursday, around 300 died before rescuers could reach them, while in the latest pod to get stuck on Farewell Spit, 20 whales in a bad condition needed to be put down to stop those refloated from coming back to shore.
I'm pretty unhappy myself, but it's the job and it needs to be done, just to stop those other ones coming in.
Conservationists aren't certain why beaching happens. One theory is that the shallow waters confuse the whales. Golden Bay's shoreline now a mass whale graveyard as officials try to determine the best way to dispose of the carcasses. The surviving whales have been tagged and we can only hope won't get stuck again in the murky waters of Farewell Spit, which is proving to be one of New Zealand's greatest hazards for the pilot whale. Virginia Langeberg, BBC News.